Update. It's June 18th, 2024. The time is 10 a.m. In attendance are Commissioners Matari and Duncan, and Commissioner Brooks is on the phone. Are there changes to the agenda? Okay, hearing none. Public comment. Hearing none. I think we'll go ahead and start with item 2 since our historic preservation representatives are here, and we will hear about the plan. Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Duncan, Commissioner Brooks, and Commissioner Matari, Courtney Beebe, and John Mueller from the Historic Preservation Commission. So we're here to give you a status update on the completion of the first draft of the Kootenai County Historic Preservation Plan. You've been provided a copy. Just a brief overview of the plan and its status. We received a $5,000 grant from the State Historic Preservation Office to do the historic context. So if you look at the table of context, that historic context is pages 9 through 26. They also, our contractors, Northwest Vernacular, also assisted us in establishing our goals and performing a review of the entire plan to give some consulting input on its development. I expended volunteer time along with Lori Mauser and Lauren McCroskey to develop the remainder of the plan, including the SWOT analysis. So we do have a final draft that we sent to the State Historic Preservation Office, SHPO, on May 30th in compliance with our grant agreement. They will spend the next 3 months reviewing the plan and providing feedback to us. In the meantime, what we would like to do, and I think this pertains to the commission, is if you look on page 5 of the plan, we have a list of our stakeholders. We've received input from the stakeholders on the development of the draft. We'd like to expend the next 3 to 4 months returning to our stakeholders, reviewing the contents of the plan with them and introducing it to them. This would also include our community development department, which would, I think, have some significant influence in the plan itself. After that, we should have a finalized plan for you by September 30th to be presented in October at your pleasure. The purpose of the plan and that presentation would be to adopt it as part of the Kootenai County Comprehensive Plan. I can certainly answer any questions or defer to our chairperson, John Mueller, if he has some additional comments.
I have nothing to say. The group did a good job. You've been well served by your volunteers. Between the volunteer work and the grant money, this is a good effort.
Okay, great.
And insight, I know last time when I came, Commissioner Matari had some questions about the website. There is a piece in there that talks about the website, what we envision it to be, how it can be taken forward, components, pieces, that kind of a thing. So.
Okay. And then the board being part of the stakeholders, is that something that you want us to review and give you feedback as well?
Yes, so we provided you with I gave it to Jonathan to upload. We would like your feedback, of course, on the plan. And I don't mean to step out of bounds, but when I used to advise county commissioners, I would say that maybe get everyone's input first to see where they're at, then perform your review. It's just a better way to, I think, spend your time. There is going to be some significant changes I would expect in the next 3 months, given the feedback that we'll receive, particularly for community development and from the State Historic Preservation Office. But I would recommend familiarizing yourself with the plan itself and how it could operate. We will have a final draft that will go through your standard public hearing process, at September 30th.
Okay.
So you want feedback from us after you've gotten feedback from the other stakeholders?
I would take feedback from you anytime on this plan, particularly if there's something about the goals and strategies that you would like us to explore and incorporate into the plan. I, again, would recommend familiarizing yourself with the draft for sure. But again, I think that, you have the final say, and a final draft presentation might be more beneficial.
Okay. And then do you have paper copies already, or we should just get our own paper copy? We have it electronically.
Right, I've only submitted it electronically. I've asked Jonathan to provide us for paper copies for our meeting tomorrow. That'll be the first time we have paper copies. So
Okay.
if you would like them, I can ask him to provide you with paper
So
copies.
if there's a paper copy left over tomorrow, then I would like that. I'm not sure about.
I will leave this one here with you.
Okay.
Jonathan was nice enough to print off a copy for
I would
us.
say if you want hard copy, we'll get those for you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's quicker, and I can always tell our reprographics to print me one as well. It's just 79 pages doesn't go well on
Right.
electronically for me.
And I can comment on the length. So we didn't cut ours from whole cloth. So we reviewed Canyon County's plan, Latah County's plan, Nez Perce County's plan, multiple municipality plans. They are all between 50 and 80 pages. I mean, it's pretty standard to have a plan of this length. So I hope the length doesn't put you off. But yeah, it is it's a common length.
Okay. No, I just, in the middle of reviewing a transit plan that's probably 60, 70 pages. So, it's just paper, easy. It's
Yeah.
easier for me. So, okay, questions?
No, thank you for putting forth the effort. And I'll take a paper copy as well, because you just want something that's marked up with comments
Absolutely.
at certain pages and so forth.
Yeah.
Sure. And we have a way to receive we ended up using a Google Drive just because of the bulk of the electronic files. So we do have a way to receive any electronic or paper feedback either way from all of our stakeholders.
Okay. Let's get that information from you as well.
Yes, so we'll save all feedback for you so you have it. We can make recommendations as a commission, but of course we'd prefer to give you all the information as well.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Did Bill have any?
Bill?
Yeah, I would say thank you very much for working on this, because it's a lot more involved than people understand. I would like a paper copy also, but I appreciate the effort that the advisory committee has expended here very much. Thank you.
Of course.
All right, great. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet.
And we, just so you know, we do have our meeting tomorrow as well. We'll discuss the plan at 3:30. So
If you want to drop in for a moment, say
if
hi.
you want to drop in for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shut this off.
Yes, that's great. Thank you. All right. I'm pretty sure John Staub knew he was supposed to be here this morning. So, yeah, and last week, I think he knew. So, with that, we can go on to item 3, which is Panhandle Health District Critical Materials Program. So, the way it used to work was Panhandle Health District was able to create their own rules, and the legislature put a stop to that a couple years ago. And so some of the rules that are not absorbed by other agencies, the county has taken one, which is the 1 septic per 5 acres. And then this is the other one that has been requested by Aquifer Protection District and Panhandle Health District, that the county adopt an ordinance to memorialize their IDAPA rule that they no longer have authority to make. So I did include in the packet the letter from Aquifer Protection and the draft ordinance. I went through the draft ordinance, and I have several questions and changes that I will likely bring up to Pat, since he took a first stab at this. I did find a couple of Scribner's errors too, which is obviously not material. But with that, I wanted to find out what the board's appetite was to do this. And basically, the critical materials program is any business located over the aquifer must have a secondary containment system for a list of chemicals that I think it's an EPA list and one that DEQ recognizes as well. So I think it is a good program. The thing that we have to do is enter into a memorandum of understanding, so Panhandle Health District would still be the enforcement agent in that, because I'm not interested in hiring 1 or 2 full-time people for the county to handle this program when Panhandle Health has been the subject matter experts for years. So thoughts, questions on that?
Well, that answered one of the questions, because I was kind of curious as to how many people we need to actually enforce this. Conceptually, I think it makes perfect sense, because we have to do things to protect the aquifer, especially from hazardous materials. The part that I'm a little unsure about is it sounds like it operates almost primarily on an honor system, because if the business don't, okay.
So they are required to have I always get this confused, every other year inspections.
Yes, but you have to know that the business has these materials, and the business has to apply for the certificate. Is that correct?
I don't know how they start in the beginning, but yeah it's they've gotten compliance over the past few years. They've mainly based it on education and have been able to work with anybody that's out of compliance. Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly how that initial thing starts. If they look at like, a new automotive shop has started over the aquifer, and then they go visit them, or if it is based on the business has to come forward.
Yeah, and that's the first thing, because usually the people who want to follow the rules, you don't really need the rules for them, because correct. So it's figuring out how to identify those that don't participate, and then making sure that they are following the rules. So those are just a couple of the questions I had with it. The other was the penalties, and I was kind of curious when we last updated those penalties, because $1,000 a day is still a lot of money, mm-hmm. but it was more money 20 years ago.
Right.
And, given the nature of this isn't like a nuisance. This is chemicals getting into the aquifer. So I just wonder if the penalties aren't even enough to really incent people to take the necessary precautions with the chemicals they're handling.
Right. Well, since I've been with Aquifer Protection District, we haven't had one company out of compliance. We've got
that we know of.
Correct. Anybody in the program, they've been able to gain compliance through education mm-hmm. and whatever help that they've had to do. This is not a heavy-handed program. This is one truly designed to protect the aquifer and to gain compliance.
Mm-hmm. So I would just want to figure out how we can ensure that if someone does have these chemicals, a business, that we are sure that they have registered and that they're just not operating on their own. Mm-hmm. Because we do, on occasion, come across people who have their own RV parks and things like that, which kind of go outside the purview of the regulations with Panhandle Health. But conceptually, I think it's pretty good.
Okay, Bill, thoughts?
No, I have no thoughts. I'll be interested to see what the final recommendation looks like.
Oh, and one other question: the cities.
They have their own.
So they're in the process of doing this as well.
Yeah, I believe City of Coeur d'Alene has already signed the ordinance and the MOU, and I'm not sure where Post Falls is in that, but yes, Panhandle Health District's working with all the entities in the county to be able to spread this program out.
Okay.
So, yep.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Mr. Staub has not answered my email, and John, are you on the line? And he's not on the line. So I guess we will dispense with an update. And we got... Oh, yeah, we can talk about the beam. So, all right. So item 1, Justice Center update from Turner, Townsend, Heery, and Mr. Mendez is out of out of town today, and the tradition of signing the beam is taking place this week. Jonathan will be getting communication that he can send out to employees, but what they do is they have a beam in their yard on the asphalt, and they've painted it so you can go and sign your name on it and kind of be memorialized in the building. It won't be visible. It will be tucked away somewhere. But yes, it is a tradition. So anybody who would like to participate in that is going to be welcome. And we just can wait for the official announcement. But last time I heard, it was pretty much 11 to 1, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So today, tomorrow, and Thursday. But I'm waiting for an official communication. So yeah, with that, I hadn't heard of any other updates. I was on the call last week, but nothing stood out to me as extraordinary. So we'll get our update next week.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, public comment. Anything else? All right, 10:17, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.